usually they're talking or whatever, right?
Yeah. So I'm a few minutes early. I'm just double checking things here, making sure that we're going to stream properly and that you guys can see me and hear me. So just thought I'd go live a minute or two early. So I'm not expecting many people to be in here. And I'll say this again after 8 o'clock. You can chat in here. I'm going to give a full explanation of what's been going on and what we're doing here. If you are in here and you can see and hear me, but you can't chat, it's because you don't have a Gmail account. What we're trying to do is embed the YouTube live feed. I have a pro account at YouTube, so we're trying to embed that into our website on the meeting room page so that you'll just be able to chat using the meeting room. So if you want, it's very easy to set up a Gmail account. It takes literally 90 seconds. You can just pop up another page and search, set up a new Gmail, and set one up. But because YouTube is owned by Google, Gmail, that big conglomerate, you do, in order to chat, need to have some kind of a Gmail account. But again, it won't always be this way. So what we're doing is, when I had a huge business and meeting rooms and a brick and mortar meeting room center, the money we spent on live streaming and equipment and all that, massive amounts of equipment. Karen knows, she stumbles over them each week when she comes in. A lot of money. So what I'm trying to do from home is to do the same quality, but to downscale the costs. So, so let's see if anybody's in here yet. 5 viewers so far. We're getting there. Like I said, we are a couple minutes early, but and I will be going over this again, but I was just kind of testing it. Love to know if you guys can hear me. Since this is my first time, we have tested it, but so next week we'll be in the embedded. Hopefully, that's the goal, is to embed this whole setup into the website, so you can have the chats like we used to have. But you can always, chat tonight if you have a Gmail account. So I'm just gonna make sure. I'm gonna see if I can see it. I hope you got this link from either Facebook or from, I'm going to try it from Facebook. Goal is to embed this whole setup into sounds like. So you can have the chats like we used to have. Let's just make sure I'm doing everything. Yes, you can see me, you can hear me. I'm looking on my phone, just looking to see if I can see any chats. I'd love to see if anybody has something to say. Open in the app, we'll try that. So it will start in a minute, and I'll kind of go through everything. I'm really glad to be back, to be doing this on Monday nights at 8. Karen's really glad. She's been coming over and hanging out with me in my PJs at night. So a lot's been going on. It's been challenging, and we are overcoming the challenges. Yay! All right. It says sign in to chat. Laura's texting me saying so you can see and hear. Perfect. So I guess you do have to have a... wants me to enter my password. I don't want to go through all of that, but I do need to see the chats. So...
Password. I know, I do the same thing.
Password. I'm going to actually start the meeting, and if you have my cell phone number, you can text me. How about we do that tonight? I'm going to give out my cell phone number. It is 203-922-2931. Lori B is in here. She can see and hear, and if you have something to say, go ahead and text me tonight, then lose the number. Part of my, I can't get out of bed in the morning is the amount of emails and texts and everything that I get. Although I love staying in touch. Tammy Berry's in there. Love you, Kim. So I see her. So she must have signed into YouTube. We'll figure all this out. So I'm going to start over. Before I do, I'm going to show you something tonight. Karen, you are in charge of this camera. We have new equipment. We have a whole new setup. We have a second camera. So you're going to point this down at the food. And I'm going to show you how to make, I wanted to do something simple and basic because right at this point in my life, that's what I can handle. And this is extremely versatile. It's making light, low-calorie chicken cutlets. So it's breaded chicken cutlets, which, you know, when you go out to a restaurant, nothing wrong with grilled chicken, and we all like grilled chicken, but let's face it, a crispy chicken sandwich is miles above a grilled chicken. So we're going to do a crispy chicken sandwich. And I'm going to switch over to the other camera, because I can do this. And here it is. All right, so this is you here. So you don't want to shoot it at me, you want to shoot it at the countertop.
Yep.
And I'm going to transition over. Small cam, transition. Okay, so we're gonna do close up here. I have a bowl of panko breadcrumbs. This is you right here, so you can see what you're doing. And I have a bowl of egg beaters. You can also use plain egg whites. And I just want to show you a picture. You can just keep it down there, not on me, of the panko crumbs. I think I put them back. They are a little bit lower calorie and they are crunchier than, and it could be a store brand. They're 50 calories for a quarter of a cup. And this recipe calls for 4 4-ounce chicken cutlets and a quarter of a cup of egg beaters and a quarter of a cup of these panko crumbs. So I want to show you how easy it is. I've got here a package of chicken that I got at the store. I've already taken a few pieces out. And on my cutting board, reserved for raw meat only, I'm just going to take a piece of chicken. I like to trim it a little bit. Just get some of this piece here, I don't know. It's a part of the rib meat, and it's got still some rib and some nastiness on it. So I just cut it right off. So if everybody's thinking it's so hard to measure and then you have to pound and flatten your chicken cutlets, you don't. Here's my scale. I'm going to turn it on, and we're going to get, you can usually get 2.5 4-ounce pieces out of this. So I'm just going to start, and I'm going to slice it sideways so I don't have to pound. And I'm going to estimate that that's 4. It's 5 ounces. So I'm going to trim a little bit off, and there I have a beautifully flattened 4-ounce. I don't know if you can see that. Let's turn it around. 4-ounce chicken cutlet. Trimmed, beautiful. And we're going to dip it in the egg. And then make sure you get most of it off. The egg isn't offering really any flavor. It's just a glue to stick it onto the breadcrumbs. I press down, turn it over, press again, and I get it pretty well covered. And then you pop it on a baking sheet. Right over here. I'll bring it over to you and show you again. So this one, you could actually measure it now. It's 8.1. So I can get 2 more pieces out of this. So the trick is getting it really pretty even. And it's really just a guess. This is 3.9 and this is 4.2. I'll take it. Yeah. So I've got 2 more to do the same thing with, which I'll do later. I just wanted to show you guys. Let me transition back to the large camera and transition over so that I'm back. Thank you. That can go anywhere. Okay. I'm just going to wash my hands really quickly. That's Karen. Karen, you're right in front of the camera, so you can turn around and say hi.
Hi, guys.
All right. So here I have my breaded chicken cutlets, it takes next to no time. You can make the whole package. So one of those big packages that cost me $8.41 had 5 chicken breasts, and I'm going to get at least 10 cutlets, probably more like 12 cutlets out of here. And I'm just going to pop it in the oven, which I've already preheated for 350. And we got that out of the way so that at the end of the meeting, we can slice. It gets juicy. The panko crumbs keeps it sealed. The juice is sealed in. Doesn't get as dried out. It's really good. We'll move this out of the way. And then we'll start. So I do want to give you an update. When I go through a bad time, which I've been going through, I tend to withdraw socially from social media. I'm still acting just like this, great with my kids, go do things with them if they need me to do stuff. But I have a hard time organizing everything in my head and making myself do things. And the whole social thing is just not going to happen. And it's not good. It's hard. There's a few things that happened. I did get a full-time job, and then I didn't have a full-time job. So in the meantime, I switched insurances, and I had a lag for about 4 months with no insurance, health insurance. So I went off all my medications, which there wasn't that much. I did take a depression medication. It's the generic brand, so I don't even know the name of it. So it was like cold turkey. Couldn't refill it without paying. And, it's just been, that just kind of added to it. And so it's been a struggle, to say the least. And I've been having a hard time making myself do things that I need to do. So I kind of wanted to talk about the meetings, the site. The site does cost money to keep open and run. And we have fewer members now. Obviously, I don't have a center anymore. So the actual live streaming itself, paying for the website to be hosted, to be upgraded, there's big costs involved with all of that. But when I started doing this 10 years ago almost, as far as the live meetings are concerned, 10 years ago, there weren't free ways of doing it. It was all paid, and, it cost a lot because it was new technology. So in order to be able to keep the website open, we're looking for other ways of doing it. We're kind of also at the same time trying to upgrade our technology a little bit, getting some new cameras. And so this is more like a test meeting tonight. Eventually, so we're going to run it through YouTube. Has a free hosting program. And so we're going to run it through that. But we also want it to be on the website. So this is my pro page on YouTube, which I knew everybody could get into, hoping everybody can chat. I knew Tammy could. So let's see if anybody else is saying, hi, yeah, Tammy's in. She said a few things. And Vera, missed you so much. It's good to see you. Love to know who else is in there. When we get it embedded, so what we're going to do is embed a window for YouTube into our website, and then you'll be able to chat as normal. And they're working on that now, so, I don't want to give it time, but hopefully next week. We thought they'd have it done for tonight. It seems to be a way that we can afford to keep the website open and going, and to be able to do meetings, and which I really want to do. I want to do them Monday nights and see how that goes. And so I've got a good topic for you tonight, and I want you to know I'm speaking to myself, because we all need to do this together, and I need this more than anybody else. So I have this little thing that I want to share with you. How many of you, and you don't have to be depressed, you don't have to be feeling down, but how many of you I'm going to equate depression on some level to lack of motivation. How many of you just say, I just can't? Because let's face it, we all know we're professionals. We're not amateurs. We're professional dieters. It's on our resume. We know what we're doing. We know what we need to do to lose weight. And I just can't lose the weight. I just can't stick with it. I just can't make myself go to the gym. I just am too tired. I just can't prep after work. after dinner. I just can't. Anybody ever say that? Karen's saying yes. Well, when we say that, what we're really saying is, this is not even up for debate. We're saying, I don't feel like it. That's what I'm saying. And it's a very strong, like, I really, really, really don't feel like it. But this is what we're saying. It's not that we can't. Can't is ability. And there's no bouncer standing outside the gym keeping us from going in. There's no, this is really what it, like, we may really strongly be feeling it, but we're not inspired to go. We're not enthusiastic about going. We're not motivated to go. And when we don't have that inspiration to do something, that feel-good feeling, that energy, it's very difficult to do something. If physically nothing is stopping you, and I've said this before in other ways, but some of this came from Psychology Today, which I love that site. Somewhere along the way, we bought into the concept that we have to be inspired or motivated or feel excited about doing something in order to do it. And on the other hand, we kind of bought into the lie that if it's hard, if it's something that's, I really don't want to do it, then we don't do it because I'm depressed, because I just can't make myself, because it's been a long day. And what are all these things I'm saying?
Excuses.
Thank you. Excuses. So this is kind of a no excuses meeting, but then let's talk about this, because how do we make ourselves do it? So that's where I want to land with this whole thing. So our problem isn't the fact that we can't do it. So let's get rid of that lie. The problem is we don't do it. We rely a lot on willpower, and willpower is not exhaustive. Even for the strongest person that has the most stick-to-itiveness, willpower is a limited, because it's based so much on physical. You have more willpower in the beginning of the day than you have when you're tired at the end of the day. It's a limited commodity, and we rely a lot on it. So here's something for you to think about. It's very simple. It's not like this really deep thing. It's called if-then planning. And it's got 2 steps.
I'm on it. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat it?
If I say anything that sounds like, oh good, Rosie, I'm glad. If I say anything that sounds like Siri, she jumps in. I had her turned off for a year because I was watching this movie and there was this really important part and I was just like hanging on the edge of my seat, and the person said, I'm serious. And every time the person, I was watching it on my phone, said, I'm serious, she would jump in and I had to restart it. And I couldn't get past it, so I turned her off, and I just turned her on recently. If-then planning is two stages. You have to decide what actions you want to take or what steps you have to take to lose weight. So let's think on a very simple, practical level. I need to prep food. That is one thing that's going to help me stick to it. Chicken cutlets is so basic and so simple, and we'll talk about it at the end, how many things you can do with it. It's so versatile. They're so versatile, and they're 144 calories per cutlet. Super yummy. So that would be a great thing to make. But when, right, we're tired, we don't want to spend the weekend doing it. So you decide what actions you have to take. Maybe you need to go to the gym. Maybe if you're Robbie, you need to convert a recipe over to vegan. Vegan's very going strong in this house, I have to tell you. So you have a list of stuff you have to do. What do you need to do? I mean, think on a practical level. I really need to prep my food. I really need to do some planning. I really need to go to the gym. 3 things I've got to do. Right?
Right.
So once you've got that list, you put a when or where, mostly a when, to it. So let's make a list. I've got some examples, and it's mostly time related. If it's 6 a.m., then I go to the gym. this sounds so basic. If it's 8 p.m., I don't go in the kitchen. If it's whatever, and we do a timeline, this is what it really helps us do. It helps us stop procrastinating. And procrastinating is what's keeping us from getting the job done. We put off because it's hard, because it hurts. And the fact that we're not prepping, and the fact that we're not getting prepared, and what an if-then planning system does is it takes the deliberation out. You don't say, well, I don't feel like doing it right now, but I'll do it later. If it's 3 o'clock and you need to prep something, and you put down that you're going to take a walk around the water fountain, then you get up and you take a walk around the water fountain at 3 o'clock. If and then planning is, if it's this time, then I will do this. And it's kind of like all you've heard all your life. Make an appointment with yourself to go to the gym. If it's 8 p.m. on Monday night, I'm going to be in meetings. Okay, so it's an if-then scenario. What if-then does is it gets you out of the debate, and it's going to keep you from relying on willpower. Could you do it later? Yeah, you could, but then you're going to need an awful lot of a limited commodity. And if you have if and then, and you don't debate about it, it's kind of like Nike's Just Do It. There's a million ways of saying it. But if you have a time schedule to it, and you're going to do it at this time or not do something at this time, Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, I'm going to the grocery store with a list. Then it takes the debate out. And when we start to deliberate, we get into that debate in our mind, because it doesn't take willpower. It doesn't take, inspiration or feeling good or mojo. It takes commitment. And when you make an if-then, it's a commitment. So if-then planning is really simple, basic. It dramatically reduces the needs of willpower. And you know what? I realize that it's not like living on the edge, as much as we want. It's not living, do it when you feel like it, feel good about things, just go with positive thinking. The thing is, willpower and motivation, they're things that fluctuate with feelings, with situations going around you. Commitment and if-then planning is solid, and it happens no matter what. So here's a statistic for you. Follow your path. Let's see. I'll just read the paragraph. I realize that if-then planning isn't as much fun as just stay positive, follow your passion, live in the moment. But over 200 studies on this have proven that it increases goal attainment by 200 to 300%. Anybody going to try if-then planning? Because basically this is what it's saying. Inspiration is for amateurs. The rest of us just show up and get things done. It's like Nike's Just Do It.
Yeah.
We're not amateurs, we're pros. So we need to start acting like that. Professionalism. Get in there and get your time commitments and do the if-then planning. Give it a try. See if it works for you. I think it's going to help take some of that hurt out of what we're doing. Make it a lot easier. So it's good to see everybody. I'm going to look at some of the chats. I gave out my cell phone number earlier just to use for this meeting, 203-922-2931. If you cannot chat, it's because you don't have a Gmail account. They're very super easy to set up. Or you don't have an identity on YouTube, which is part of Gmail. So it's really easy to set up, and you can, do it if we ever get stuck this way. So I'm going to repeat a few things because I'm not sure how many people have jumped in. All right, here's Tammy. Tammy Dalton, hi. If it's 11 a.m., then I get my ass up and work out no matter how I feel. That's just it. It doesn't, sorry about that. My assets out of bed. So that's pretty much really what it is. It's the commitment. It's that 100% commitment. not 100% motivation. Motivation makes the commitment easier, and I hope that you're all motivated. But the if then planning is, it's kind of like throw the ball out. If you start going, yeah, but it might make more sense if I do it in an hour, because then what are we doing? We're making excuses, we're procrastinating, and that's what keeps us stuck in the same boat, doing the same thing over and over and over again. So just a little tidbit for you tonight. It's really good to see you guys. So in case you're just getting in here, hi Kelly, how are you? It's good to see you guys. Just in case you're just getting in here, we have got a new setup, some new equipment, but we're trying to streamline and make this on a level that's easier. I had so much equipment in this house before, right, Karen?
Yeah.
That we couldn't use our kitchen table because it was like piled up here, piled up there, and outside of the fact that the tripod didn't come with a clip, so we're stacking the camera on a million things. We do have some new cameras and some new equipment, and we're trying to streamline this and make it updated software on more of a practical level that can be done from home. On more affordable levels, since we don't have 10,000 members anymore, and just do this simply. I'm all about that right now in my life. Simplify. I've never sold anything on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace before. I just sold like 5 things, and it's not because I needed to sell them. It's because I'm such a minimalist, and I'm just trying to get anything extra out of my house. Like there's a beautiful antique scale in the back, and I put it on Facebook Marketplace. Don't need it. Doesn't really go with the thing anymore. Doesn't have anything sentimental. Getting it out of here. Getting it all out. Streamline, simplify, easy. Make my life easy. So I will be back here next Monday night. Hopefully I won't be here. I'll be on the website to make it a little bit easier for people. But that's what I got for you tonight. Let me take these out. I know they're not done yet. Yeah, they've only been in there like 15 minutes. So chicken cutlets, let's talk about a few things that you can do with them. You can easily make a crispy chicken sandwich. There's a video on the website showing me in like 2 minutes making this giant crispy chicken sandwich with one of the light wraps, light mayo, lettuce, tomato, a little cheddar cheese even we put in, and some and a chicken cutlet, and the whole thing's like 290 calories versus this little snack wrap at I think it was McDonald's or something, one of them that has the chicken cutlet. Oh, Kentucky Fried Chicken maybe, and it was a lot more calorie. I think it was about the same calories, but it was like little, and this was like a lunch. So you can also slice them and put them on top of a salad. You can take one out of the freezer, throw some sauce and a little bit of light mozz on it, pop it back in the oven, and you have chicken parmesan. You can make a pizza with it, top it with some extra protein. You can make chicken marsala, the recipe's on our site. There's so many things you can do with a chicken cutlet. You saw how quick and easy it is. You don't have to pound, you don't have to, and if you're making it for the whole family, you really only have to measure for 4 ounces the pieces that you eat, and really an easy way of doing things. So try the breaded chicken cutlets, and I think I hit everything. Does anybody have any questions? Anything else they want to say? Vera's yo-yoing. Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to stop the yo-yo. And so if it's first thing in the morning, then I'm going to make sure my day is planned out. If it's noontime, I'm going to make sure I drink water. If it's, right?
Yeah.
If it's 1 o'clock, see, we wait so long because it feels so good to save those calories and build them up as the day goes. We save them, and then we're like, I can eat anything. I don't care about my diet anymore. So make sure you eat. Make sure that you're planning and cooking. We're just, the kids have been eating out so much. Everybody's just bringing it back home. Adam just made chili. I guess he put it away. He's been here cooking all afternoon while he was working on the equipment. And so it's so easy to grab stuff out. And it's really nice to be thinking as you drive home. I can't wait to have that chicken parmesan tonight. It's going to be really good. And just did that little extra prep. These things will support you because when we are yo-yoing, it's because our willpower and our mojo is down, which are limited, and they're based on circumstances. Whereas that commitment, that if-then planning, that's it's going to help get you through. So let's all do it this week and see if it helps, and we'll talk about it next week. I'm going to leave this if-then planning right in my computer. So remember to ask you, who's been if-then planning? Just put a time on a few things. Keep adding to it, tweaking it as you go, but make an if-then planner for yourself. It's just a way of stopping you from procrastinating and saying, I'll start again tomorrow. That's what it is. And that's what we all need. Anybody else have any comments? I guess not. So for those of you who weren't around, I will show you the cutlets, but then I'm going to put them back in the oven.
Can we get the camera?
No, I'm just going to hold it right up to the... One of my kids made me this for Mother's Day. Very print. These are all 4-ounce chicken cutlets. Actually, it's almost done. Juicy, plump, 144 calories, delicious, easy, cheap. Like these all cost less than what was it, $8 and
Yeah, 8 and change.
41 cent. So it was 8, say 50 for the package of 5 giant breasts, and I got 2 to 3 out of each. So you're looking at, 50 cents, 80, 60 cents per cutlet. You can make some great meals out of that. So get in there, look up the recipe, and it's good to see you guys. You guys all have a great night. So we leave them with a Bible verse. I press on to the mark, press on to the goal, to win the prize for which Christ has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. That's us. Press on, just do it. We are... Where is it? Inspiration is for amateurs. The rest of us just need to show up and get things done. Don't rely on willpower and feeling good and mojo and inspiration. Let's all rely on if-then planning. Get stuff done. Just go do it. Show up and get it done. You guys have a great night. We'll see you next Monday. Mwah.